If your birth chart confuses the hell out of you, I'm here to help you with that, because you see, our chart is the blueprint of our greatest potential. It really shows you your greatest potential in this lifetime. So every challenge that you need to overcome, every obstacles, every facet of your personality and of your life that you need to develop and pay attention to in order to become your greatest version and in order to live the life of your dreams, it is all shown by your birth chart. And I know it sounds unbelievable, but believe me, this is entirely true. And you are gonna find it out for yourself once you are gonna start to work with your own birth chart. Because you see, being a spiritual life coach and an astrologer taught me a few things. And one of those things is that spreading the message of how important it is to be able to work with your own chart. And yes, you will always have people who will be able to share more knowledge with you, astrologers that are gonna help you to really get to the depth of your own birth chart and of your own purpose. But just learning the basics so that you get a better understanding of your own unique blueprint is a crucial skill that everyone can benefit from. And so today we are gonna really cover the basics of how to read a birth chart, and I'm gonna help you to make a little bit more sense out of this very complicated looking chart. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, if you want to dive deeper here with me, then please stay tuned. And also don't forget to become a Patreon member if you want to get access to the full video. And for all of those who are new here, welcome. I'm Anna and I'm an astrologer and a spiritual life coach. And basically my purpose is to guide you towards your highest alignment and towards the life of your dreams. And I do it by using spiritual tools and astrology. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, then please subscribe, because there are more of those videos coming up for you. But now let's get back to reading our chart. So let's start with the basics. So first of all, as you already heard before, you really need your accurate birth time and your birth date as well as your birthplace. Those 3 points you really need to make sure that they are correct in order to really get the most accurate results and to really create your personal chart that is truly aligned with your soul's purpose. We don't want to make any mistakes there, because we really want to make sure that this is a correct blueprint of your soul. So once you have that birth information, you want to type that in and put it in a software or just on a website. Everything is completely free, most of them. I personally use Astrology, and I always use Astrology because I feel like it offers us the most in-depth information about astrology and it's very user-friendly. I'm not sponsored by them, I just really love this website, and as I said, it's completely free. So if you want to, you can use this website or just find something that is visually appealing to you and that you can work with. At the end, it's important that you find a software or a website that is gonna allow you to understand your own unique blueprint better. So you need to find something that you can work with personally. So this is the first step, creating your own chart. And now when you are seeing it, you are probably very confused because it looks very complicated, but believe me, it is not. It is really not. Once I'm gonna give you the few tips that are gonna really simplify it for you. First of all, you have this circle there. And this circle is cut into 12 houses, 12 parts, like 12 pieces of cake, right? And each part of this cake represents a specific life area, a part of your life. And we are gonna go through each part of that cake. In astrology, we call it houses. And I'm gonna explain to you what each house represents, and I'm gonna give you a trick on how you can actually think about those houses without really knowing the meaning of them, because it really actually represents the story of your life and the story of every human's life. You see, the circle that it creates, it's just a simplified story of every human being that incarnates on this earth, because it starts with the first house when you are being born, and it ends with the 12th house when you are dying and transcending into the other realm. So you see, this circle, those houses are just actually representing the whole story of your life. Let's start with the first house so that you can get a better idea of what I mean by that. The first house starts with the ascendant. This is the first line that you can see there. And this shows you the moment when you take your first breath. We are coming into the life. And first of all, the thing that can come to your mind is What does that life area represent? Well, this is gonna represent how people see you, how you are perceived by the world, and what your first impression of the world is. And this is gonna be always activated whenever you are confronted with a new challenge in life, or whenever you confront something new in life. This is gonna be your first approach. This is gonna be shown by the first house. You see, when a child is born, your parents are the first one to see you, and you also have already a first impression of how you will perceive your life. This is kind of the first lens through which you will perceive yourself and the life and people around you in general. And I feel like this image should allow you to understand your first house better. Just, the first approach towards things when you are being born, the way you look, the way you appear to others, the way others perceive you, and the way you see the world. This is our first house. Then when we move to the second house and we continue with our story, what happens when a child starts to become more aware, become more conscious of its environment? We are immediately becoming more aware of our surroundings, everything that is surrounding us, our possessions, everything that is a part of us. And this is the age when the child starts to perceive things and starts to become aware of the material world. This is represented by the second house. And for you, it will mean also how you value yourself, your personal self-worth, how you value every of your possessions, and just your relationship with the material world in general. So when we think a little bit further, also with money, because money is very materialistic, right? And so this is represented by your second house. Then the child grows, and we are continuing with our story. We are moving into the third house. The child starts to talk, the child starts to communicate and to express its emotions, its opinions, and it starts to perceive a world through a more communicative lens. It starts to interact with other people, with your parents or with the siblings. This is represented by their third house. Those are your communication skills. This is the way you talk. This is the way you think. And just how you express yourself. All of that we can see in the third house. Also, if you have any problems with expressing yourself, you could indicate some problems within that third house in your chart. But we are not gonna cover the problems of each house in this video. I'm basically giving you an outline here. And now we are continuing to the fourth house. The fourth house represents our connection to our family, to our roots. Also, many of the deep set programs that were programmed within our consciousness by our parents, by our family life, are gonna lie here. So if you have any patterns, any old patterns that you need to update because of your, family, the way you were raised, this is gonna be shown in the fourth house. But this also represents the feeling of home in general, the feeling of safety that you need in order to truly be safe and to truly feel at home. This is shown by your fourth house, and it also shows us, because it is ruled by the moon, it shows us the relation that you probably have with your mom. And so the fourth house really deals with everything that revolves around your family life, your roots, your lineage, any past life karma that comes from your lineage can also be interpreted here and can be seen here. Then we grow even older and our story continues. We move into the fifth house. We start to perceive ourselves not as a part of our family, but we are starting to experiment as we move into our own consciousness and as we are evolving into our own personality. We are starting to tap into that creative center of us. We are starting to ask ourselves, what is my true authentic expression, when we are not limited by the values and the patterns that were set on us through our family, but we are putting a line there and we are starting to become conscious of us as an individual. We are starting to see, what is my creative expression? How do I connect with that creativity within myself? Because everyone has a creative center. Human beings are creators of different parts of their lives. But everyone has this creative energy. Without it, you wouldn't be able to create anything in your life. And we are the creators of our life. So we can see that power in the fifth house. For some of you, it could mean your really creative abilities, as in painting, dancing, singing. Things like that can be indicated in the 5th house, but in general, it is just your relation to your authentic self-expression. This is when the child first starts to experiment and to start view himself a part of his family and as an individual. And then we are getting older and older, and now we know who we are. We move into the 6th house and we start to perfect whatever we already know about ourselves. This is the house that strongly correlates with self-development in general. So at this age and at this stage of our lives, we are concerned with starting to actually learn and master few of our skills that we already learned to know. We are starting to tap into that self-development journey here. And also, when you think about you are starting to perfect yourself, you are not doing it only for yourself, because the 6th house is also correlated with a deeper meaning. The 6th house wants you to see and wants you to use those gifts that you are going to perfect within your consciousness and within yourself. It wants you to use those gifts in order to help others. So it is kind of self-perfection through service, or coming into perfection so that you can provide a certain service to others. It is not being selfish and only being concerned with, I need to become the best version for myself, only for myself, but it is more like, I need to become the best version of myself. I need to work on certain skills, certain gifts that I have, so that I can share them with the world and that I can make the world a better place. Those things are correlated with the 6th house, as well as any habits that you have, your daily routines, and also your daily devotion. And then we basically covered much of the personal houses. So the 1st until the 6th house is basically correlated to development of your personality. And then we go to the top houses, the top bottom of the houses in your chart. And we are starting to get concerned with other people, because now we move to the 7th house, and I hope that this storyline is able to teach you and to give you a better understanding, a better feeling of your own birth chart and of the houses that are represented within that chart. And I actually wanted to dive deeper and even talk about the signs, but I think this video would be too long. So I would say we are gonna cut it off here today so that you can process the information. And in the next part, in the second part of this video, I'm gonna talk to you about the signs so that you can have a better understanding on what energy you should embody within each life area, because now we know what each piece of the cake, what the houses are representing within our lives. And so now we need to learn how to work with them, right? We need to learn what energy we should embody in that given house and what the energies, so the zodiac signs, are actually representing. So I'm gonna talk to you about that in the next video. In the meantime, you can also learn about the planets, because I have also made a video about the planets where I'm teaching you about how to work with them and how to understand the planets better. I'm gonna link it right here for you so you can go ahead and check it out. And I thank you so much for staying here with me. This was more of a free video, like I didn't really write a script for this video. I just wanted to share the knowledge with you. Please let me know if you like those types of videos a little bit better. Also, I'm sorry for changing the background all the time, but I'm trying to find the best place to film so that it is visually appealing to you, so that you can get even a better experience from my videos. Thank you again for watching, for staying until the end. I hope that now you are able to understand what the houses represent and that the chart became a little bit less complicated for you. If you're not a Patreon member already, please make sure to subscribe, because it supports my work, it helps me to do what I love to do, and it helps me to put more free content out there. And I'm sending you so much positive energy. Thank you that you are, on this path of self-development, of tapping into the spiritual side of life, because when you clicked on this video, that means that you are aligning in some kind of way with your highest purpose and with personal development, and that your soul is calling you to step into a more empowered version of yourself. And I am really happy for you. And thank you that, you resonated with my energy. So I wish you an amazing day or night or wherever you are. Namaste, everyone. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.